Alright guys, so a couple of days ago, the No Man's Sky Endurance update came out, and so I'm not going to sit here and talk about the whole update and every single feature that they added, because the trailer's playing in the background, it has all of the updates, and the patch notes are out there. If you really are into this, you've probably already played it by now, but I wanted to focus on that Destiny content, because I felt that was more important, so that's why I put that video out, but I still wanted to address this, right? And not so much the update itself. Well, it is a cool update, and it changes the whole freighter system that I've always felt, was kind of underused and underutilized, both, as a gameplay tool to help you progress, and just visually with what you can do with it and base building. It's definitely improved here, but perhaps the better of the two improvements, for me at least, is the way the asteroids and space atmosphere works, and let me go into that a bit. So they reworked how these asteroids work, and if you looked at the game before these updates, a lot, and I mean a lot, of asteroid fields felt very similar, right? They were very plain. It almost was like they copy and pasted the same asset for an asteroid and just threw them out there, right? Going into space wasn't different, other than maybe the color of the sun. For the most part, it was the same experience every single time, and then obviously the size and the number of the planets. But aside from that, the asteroid fields weren't really that special. It was something you had to go do to get resources. Now, this greatly increases the visual appeal of going into space, right? It's dynamic, it looks different, in a game where everything is procedurally generated in quotation marks. The actual space part of it was never really all that impressive. It didn't look and scale up to how the planets behaved, right? And so now, both with the space atmospheres, is what we're going to call them, and these new asteroids and freaking the way your freighter works, it really helps bring that dynamic into space. Because if you play No Man's Sky, right, realistically, space is kind of just a buffer time for planets to load. You don't really do a whole lot in space, right? It's more of just traversal. Now, again, not much is changing here in terms of the gameplay, but visually, it's at least, more appealing to travel through those simulated loading screens from planet to planet. Now, there is some stuff to do, like raid other freighters and combat missions and hunting pirates and stuff like that. Not that there isn't things to do in space, but you don't spend a lot of time there, and it's used, again, like I said, as a buffer screen between planets. But now at least that loading time, that downtime between going from one mission to the next, will at least be more visually appealing. So that's just my opinion on this. You guys let me know what you think of the update. I mean, they've been slamming out updates this year. This is at least their 4th update, and we're only a little bit more than halfway through the year. Now, I don't think they'll keep on track with this many updates. I don't think we'll end the year with 8 updates, and I mean, if we do, great. But they're really pushing past the initial point for this game, right? Everyone knows this game under-delivered whenever it launched, and they've been updating it ever since. It's been, 5-6 years now? They've been constantly updating. They're well past the point of that initial promise, and they've well made up for it, at least in my opinion, at this point. But you guys let me know what you think of this update, if it's your favorite update of the year, or what your favorite update is so far in the life of the game. Hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I'll see you on the next one.